Hi, everyone. I'm Teresa, and welcome to Life Warriors Podcast. This is my buddy, Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. Same old Mary.
Ah, you get better every day. So, Mary, you and I talk all the time, and we've talked about a lot of things this week. But what do you want to talk about today?
Let's talk about getting older and how it
Yeah,
sucks sometimes.
sometimes it does. It does.
Like your
And I have
brain thinks you're 20, but your body says, "Oh no, you're not 20."
right, right. I know. I was telling people the other day on a video. When you get older, you can actually hurt yourself sleeping. I seriously, no, you can. I slept with my arm out and I hyperextended my elbow. I couldn't move it for like three
Oh,
days.
I've done that before.
Yep, yep, I know.
Not
And
to
don't
mention
you
if you
love,
get cockeyed in your back, you wake up with a stiff back.
yeah, or your neck is all crooked or whatever. Um, it's too funny to also, my body makes the weirdest noises when I move. Like
Like
when
what?
I
Like what?
like like my knees creak.
Oh,
You
those
know,
kind of noises.
I go to twist my neck and it goes,
Do your
I
knees
mean,
hurt?
it's my knees don't hurt. They just make
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah. 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 You know,
And
the
no, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No,
I was
I was
just
just
gonna
gonna,
say you're doing stuff doing stuff that you probably shouldn't be doing, like up until last year, I was still getting on the roof to clean out the gutters. And my
oh,
husband said, "No more, you're not doing that anymore. So we'll get the lawn guy to do it." So I got the youngin climbing up there to clean out those gutters. So I gave that up. So he was right. I shouldn't have been doing it, but I I do stuff all the time. Like, a couple of months ago, remember when I had the black eye? My
yeah,
grandson Jimmy and I went across the street to thank them for the plant they left me. And I had lost some weight, and so my long shorts were kind of falling down, because they were pretty loose. And so when we were leaving the house, Jimmy goes, "You want to race?" And I said, "I'll beat your butt." And I started running, and I got to the street, and my pants went down, and I went flying, and I whacked my head on the street, and I was like, "Oh my God." And I hit it right up here. I think I actually
oh,
chipped that little bone right there because it's still sore when you push on it. But yeah,
oh,
so, and Jimmy's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, how does my eye look? Is it look okay?" And he goes, it looks normal." And I was like, "Okay, well, by the time I went from the street to the house and looked in the mirror, it was all," but then
I
I started
bet.
thinking, I'm here all alone with these two boys. What if something happens to me?
Well,
And
you probably had a concussion.
I definitely had a closed head injury. So, I started I told Vincent, "Okay, now ask me these 5 questions for every 30 minutes for the next 4 hours. And if I don't get any of the questions right, call 911." And then I called his mom and told him, and I called my friend Kimmy, and she came over to the house and spent a couple of hours with me. I mean, I was scared.
Yeah, yeah. I fell out front. I was watering, I was having a great morning, and I got water on the driveway, and I didn't pay any attention to it and went to walk on the driveway. Both feet came out from under me, and somehow
Oh,
I turned sideways and landed right smack on my left hip.
uh,
And I just laid there, and I know Cliff has the cameras, and whenever there's movement at any camera, I know
right.
I really expected him to be, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" And it was, and now I'm very very gingerly do I walk on anything wet from that fall because it scared the bejesus out of me.
Wow. Yeah, no fun. No fun at all.
No fun.
That's kind of what happened with my hip when I got my hip replaced,
Mm-hmm.
because that winter I slipped on the ice and I like did the spreads, and that's
Oh,
how I tore my labrum. I tore the
ugh.
labrum, but I already had arthritis in my hip, but that's when I tore my labrum. So,
Oh,
sometimes it doesn't
arthritis. Don't
take
get me
much.
started on that. Arthritis is not my friend. I my foot was hurting and I had kind of a bump like at the bottom of my toes. And I went to the doctor and he's like, "Oh, you have arthritis." I said, "In my feet?" I have
Mhm.
arthritis in both of my feet. And he goes, "Well, it's because when you were powerlifting, you lifted so much weight all the time and your feet took the brunt of it." I was like, "Oh, great, great, wonderful."
I have a bad foot too, and I've got some arthritis in my toe. I thought I broke my toe because I've broken my metatarsals before just by stress fracture. I was laying the tile down in the bathroom, and you know how you're sitting on your haunches, and
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of on the balls of your feet. And that
Right.
was and that night I was like, oh my God, Chuck, my foot is killing me, And so the next day I went to my foot doctor because I already had bad feet, right? So I went to the foot doctor, and Chuck always goes with me because he likes to talk to this guy because this guy's a big Dodgers
Oh,
fan.
is that the
So
one that ignores you all the time?
yeah, I was like, hello over here, check my foot.
Patient right
You
here,
know,
patient.
and I said, I have some tendonitis in my foot. And he goes, oh, really? Why do you think that? And I told him, because it hurts. And he goes, no, you broke it. And I'm like, I didn't break my. He goes, you want to bet? And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, let's do an x-ray. And sure enough, I had a broken metatarsal. So I had to wear a
Wow.
boot for 8 weeks. It was stupid.
Wow. For that little teeny thing. And don't little things, it seems like when you get older, when little things hurt, they really hurt.
Oh,
Like
my
they
thumbs. My
really hurt.
thumbs.
Your
When,
thumbs hurt.
especially when I'm doing a lot of manual labor kind of stuff, the base
Mm-hmm.
of my thumbs, oh my
Ooh.
God, I'm like, I can't even open a jar sometimes. I'm like, here, I give it to Vincent, open this jar. Or I bought one of those, I did a workaround. I bought one of these little ring thingies that you put it on
Oh.
the lid and then it's rubber and it holds it and you can just open it that way. But oh my God, really? Seriously? I can't even open a jar? Stupid.
Well, and when I was working at the Institute, which was, I don't know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, probably, my eyes would always hurt and I'd have a headache at the end of the day. Now I was remote, so I was sitting right here looking
Staring
at the
at the
screen
screen.
all the time. And so I went and I was at the Dollar Tree one day, and they have those big round carousel thingies, and I read blue blockers, and I went, okay. So I grabbed them just to see if that was something,
Uh-huh.
and I
Right.
put them on, and instantly everything felt better. The screen felt better. My head, I could see it better. It was just great. It was wonderful. And I didn't realize that they were actually glasses, like with the strength, blue
Uh-huh.
blockers, but
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
pay attention. And
Oh.
I swear it was one of those things where I don't need glasses. These are blue blockers. I'm good. I'm good. And then I realized I did need glasses. That's what was wrong. I was struggling to see the daggone screen. But
Like
thankfully, I picked them up. I just saw, as I said, just blue blockers. I didn't say the little plus, plus 1.5 or
or
whatever it
the
is.
minus
Whatever.
1.50 or whatever.
Whatever it was. I didn't know, but it's crazy how little things creep up on you. Little things,
But
like
well,
you
you're
didn't.
talking about eyes, and I've always wore glasses for distance, but now my eyes up close, um, I can't, I need glasses to see up close, and I have to take my glasses off so I can see up close. Because used to I could see just wearing my glasses and I could see up close, but now I have bifocals. But they're transitioned, so I don't want anybody knowing I have bifocals because,
Oh, there you go. There you go.
cheater or my cheaters or whatever. But yeah, so I have bifocals now.
Do you know what I hate about getting older? Well, I usually wear leggings around the house, and they always are something with pockets in it. So my phone always goes in a pocket. I sometimes can spend 10 minutes walking around the house because maybe I put on a pair of pants that didn't have pockets. And so I stuffed it down in my sports bra. I have walked around the house looking for my phone
You forgot you put it in there.
because I went, oh, checking for pockets. I was like, oh, I don't have pockets. And then I'm walking all over the place. And there it is. After like 10 minutes, I'll stand there and I'll be like, what? Oh my God.
Oh,
That or my sunglasses. I'll put my sunglasses
on the top of your head.
on the top of my head, and I will, look everywhere for them.
What about just
everywhere.
going into the kitchen and you're like, what did I come in here for?
Right,
Or go in the bedroom. Chuck used to say that all the time. I hear him say, God damn it, or something, he would yell something and I'd go, well, what's the matter? And he goes, I can't remember why I came in here. Well,
right.
even I do that. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
I've been doing that forever. So that's, but there's so many things that you can do as you get older to ease into it. Like a lot of people when they start to hurt, they just stop. They don't keep
yeah, you can't,
moving, you
gotta keep
know?
moving.
If
That's
you
why my
don't,
mom's 96 years old, because she's still
right,
moving. So,
if you don't move it, you're gonna lose it.
That's so true. That's so true. And then, I miss working out in the gym like I used to train,
Oh,
when
me
I was
too.
bodybuilding.
Me
And it
too.
just got to the point where, I got a new hip and then I got a new knee and then I blew out both my arm bicep tendons and, I couldn't lift as heavy and Chuck would tell me, well, just go lift light weights. And I was like, I don't want to lift weenie weights. I want to
I
lift
don't
the
want the little
big
purple
stuff.
dumbbells in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, I want the hard stuff. So then started thinking, okay, what are other things that I could do that I would enjoy? And I love walking my dogs, but it's hail outside right now, so I usually can't walk them till the fall and in the winter time.
Right,
So that's kind of out. I don't really want to ride my bicycle right now because it's hotter than hell, but
right.
I love my kayak. And then now my friend Sharon has hers, and so now we're going to go off and do some kayaking in different places. So,
Oh, that's
I found
nice.
other things to enjoy that keep me active. But I do, I mean, I do stuff around the house, work in my garden, get my
Mhm.
grandsons outside and doing stuff, swimming in the pool. But
Right.
yeah, it's not like it. I don't even have the passion to lift weights anymore like that, where it was all consuming, all obsessive, even down to the diet.
Yep. Yep. I
I would cheat
remember.
day on Saturday, and then by the time Saturday got there, I was like, I don't really want to cheat. So, it
Right.
was, I just don't have that passion anymore. I miss it. But
Yeah, I miss it too. I feel kind of when I go in the gym now, I feel kind of inadequate because I'm used to going right to the squat rack or right to the leg press. And I'm not talking about the hoist. I'm talking about the actual leg press that you throw, 27
mhm.
plates on.
Yeah,
That's what
right.
I'm used to. And it's a little challenging, but I deliberately got two huskies. I have two rescue huskies, and I have to walk them whether I want to or not. And we go first thing in the morning as soon as the sun comes up, like 6 o'clock. And
Hmm.
it's been hot here, like in Texas where you are. And I walk them at night, even if we just walk down to the mailbox and back. It's something. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have a dog, whatever." Go to the shelter.
Get
Those
one.
dogs would love to be walked.
Hmm.
So there's
But
always
you
something.
don't even have to have a dog, just go walk. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I when as an occupational health nurse, I would have people come to my office and ask me about, getting into shape and I want to lose some weight and this sort of thing. And well, are you active? Do you do anything for activity? And they're like, well, no, not really. I just sit at the desk all day here at work. And so I was like, well, we have a walking path around the facility
Oh,
that
nice.
and it's marked so you have measurements so you know how far you've
Hmm.
gone. But I said, well, nowadays you don't even have to get a pedometer. It's on your phone and you
Right.
always got your phone on you. So why don't you start by walking 2,500 steps every day for a week or
Right.
2 or 3 times and then the following week, then bump it up to 5,000 steps and then just
Right.
keep going up incrementally, whatever you're comfortable with, but keep going up until you get 10,000 steps a day. I mean, it's really work to walk 10,000 steps a day.
Right.
It
Well,
is.
not if you have huskies. It's not.
No,
I
that's
mean,
true.
we walk about 2 miles at least twice a day. Um, I both of them have had TPLO, which is basically a knee replacement. The big huskies had both of his, and then the other one. And every now and then, because he's getting older, he's getting arthritis. He starts to limp,
Mm,
and I'm like,
oh.
we're going back home. Let's go. So we
Do
used
you
to
have him
walk
on
like
any supplements for that?
Oh yeah, he's on everything.
That's what happened to Sasha. Well, she was 14, but she was
Oh,
the husky, or yeah, the husky lab mix that Chuck had. And
hmm
she just got up. I mean, it was becoming more and more apparent that her hips were bothering her because it was really
mm
hard for her to get up and get
hmm
down, even.
mm
But one morning she just couldn't get up anymore. And so
Oh,
Chuck says, you know what, it's time. She's hurting in
mhm.
pain. So.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think that human beings will kind of be like that. It's time to put her down,
right.
We
I
have to
some
stay on. We don't have an exit, at least
well,
not
we
in the
have
state of
to.
Texas. You have in California, you do on the West Coast, and then some on the East Coast. I think there's probably about 18 states now that have that death with dignity.
Oregon is our closest one, I think. Yeah. But there's so many things, I'm still training my clients and so many times they're like, "Oh, I'm just not losing weight. I'm just not feeling good." And I'm like, "Well, you are what you eat. What did you have this morning?" And then, they look at me with this guilty face. And, it's all about good, clean food. And a lot of people don't even think about that. They just go through the
Fresh food.
drive-through. And you can go to restaurants and
Sure
drive-throughs
you
and you
can.
can you can eat well, but you just have to make better choices. And I'm like, well, get it lettuce wrapped. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Well, you
what's your
really don't need
carbs?
those French fries. Do you need a large French fries? Can you get small, maybe? Little changes.
That's so true because in 2023, it was July 5th, because July 4th I celebrated. So July 5th I said, okay, I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm going to start practicing the let them theory because the company that bought our company was stressing me out. And so I use food to cope, and so okay, I'm going to start. And I really didn't want to do keto. I thought I'm just going to make better choices, and I'm going to watch
Hmm
my carbs and eat more protein, but I'm still going to have carbs. I'm just going to make better choices. Like, if I get a chicken sandwich from Whataburger, I might take a bite or two of the whole thing and then just take the meat and just eat the meat. I don't get the fries. If I go out to eat Mexican food, I kind of watch the chips. I really don't like to fill up on chips, but I'll get the fajitas and I won't eat the tortillas, kind of deals. Just those little changes that I made over that next 6 months helped me lose 70 pounds.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when I saw you in Dallas again right after that. You had
And I've
lost a
kept it
lot of,
off since then too. So, and I
yeah,
drink margaritas and I eat chips but I find that I don't focus on eating 3 meals a day anymore. I eat when I'm hungry. And
yeah,
I really try to avoid processed food.
yes,
That right there took a lot of those cravings away. And I didn't really believe that much of that stuff, but I listened to that Mel Robbins. She was talking with a doctor, and they were talking about processed food and how your body responds to processed food you were giving it drugs like methamphetamine, and then you have those
right.
cravings. It's true.
hmm
So I try to eat fresh, a lot of fresh.
Yeah, yeah. I'm constantly stocking the fridge with vegetables and fruits, and there's so many wonderful things right now. Lady down the street gave me eggplant last night. It's probably the most beautiful. I don't even want to cook it because it's so beautiful. It's such a good color. It's gorgeous. But also I find as you get older, people do not drink enough water. What is up with that?
Guilty.
Water
It's
is
me.
so important.
Although I have some cucumber water in my refrigerator right now that I made. I
Mm.
chopped up 3 cucumbers and it's in a 2 gallon thing with a spigot, and
Oh,
then
nice.
you can just drink the cucumber water. I love cucumber water.
Nice. I like anything in water, lemon, lime, raspberries, anything. I just
Oh, they
think
do
it's,
that at the Marriott. When you go to the
they
Marriott, they
do.
always have fruit water ready for you. Oh, can I have some of that water?
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
yeah.
that.
But my clients especially, I'm like, and people I ask, how much water do you drink? Oh, I drink a lot. what does a lot mean? Because a lot to me and a lot to you are two different things. Oh, I drink a couple bottles a day. A couple 16-ounce bottles of water a day you think is a lot? No wonder you're tired. You're
Should be a gallon,
dehydrated.
right? A
You're
gallon
de
on average, 1 gallon.
you need to drink half your body weight in ounces every day. Every day.
Mm.
Minimum. And it's hot. So you have to drink more. And then that I find, especially with my older clients in the wintertime, they never drink water. Never.
Oh, for work, we because we have a lot of people that are out in the shops and or working in the field services, and they start to have symptoms, and I ask them how much water you. Go, I drink a lot of water. It's 100 degrees outside. You should be drinking at least 8 ounces every 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. You should. Absolutely. And you can like you said, you put cucumber in it, put lemon in it, put lime, put whatever makes you happy. You know, make it yours. Make it your water. But and then another thing I noticed too when people get older, they don't work their brain. They don't,
Oh,
take care of their mental health at all. Working your brain is so important. And I have word games on my phone. I still work as an executive assistant, so that is definitely working my brain. But it's a lot of people, you know, you'll see a husband and wife, and the wife will be playing whatever is she playing on her phone, mahjong or whatever, and the husband will be like, "Stop playing that! Stop playing!" No, that's good that she's doing that, not obsessively, but working your brain is important.
well, that's what my mom does. She, 96 years young. She plays word search. As a matter of fact, I just got her another book because I went over to Ollie's, so I got her a new
Oh,
one. But
nice.
word search and then mahjong and I don't remember if she does that Sudoku. I never could understand how that works, um, but Chuck would do crossword puzzles.
Hmm. Yeah, anything like that. Even watching Jeopardy,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
we watched
and
Jeopardy. My
I
mom
used
says
to
we watch the idiot box. They always called it the idiot box. Get outside and quit watching the idiot box.
idiot
Your
box.
brain is
Yeah,
gonna rot. Your brain is gonna rot.
right, right. But we always have our phone in our hand. There's so many apps on there that you can just use, and it's so good for you. And the another thing too, as you get older, we tend, and COVID had a lot to do with this. We tend to isolate ourselves. And I think that's probably one of the worst things that came out of COVID. Oh, I can't go there. I can't do this. I can't do that. I mean, I still see people with their masks on, down here.
Yeah. But
Um,
I would tell the employees when, like, because I managed all those cases and quarantines and everything, and I would check on them daily, especially if they had the cough. But I'd also tell them go outside or go walk around the block. I can do that as long as you're not interacting with people.
I
Get
know
outside.
people during COVID is like, is it okay if I walk my dog? Well, of course you can. Just don't,
Need to
walk
get
up to
out in the
somebody else.
sunshine.
Yes. Hug a tree, like you and I always say, hug a tree for God's sake.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. It's funny that people don't think about little things. And you and I talk about little things being so important all the time, but being in groups, join
People.
yeah,
I
be around
especially know
people.
that now that the people in my life are so important to me right now, more important than they were before, all this mess with Chuck. But
Right.
that support, but we're meant to be with each other, we're meant to
Yes.
be with people. And I find this grief journey so wavy sometimes that I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I isolate, and it's me and the dogs, and I'll go lay in the pool or something. But, you know, when I really start to feel bad, I'll pick up the phone and call somebody. You know,
Right.
I need to talk to somebody because I can't be alone right now, kind of situation.
Right.
It's
I
weird
make you
how that
talk to
works.
me. I text
I
you and then
know,
I
yeah,
text
you
you again.
do.
And then I text you yet again. I'm like, where are
I
you?
no, I appreciate that
But
more than you'll ever know.
and there's so many groups that people can, definitely be a part of. There's bingo. And They
Oh,
don't
that's a
cost.
big thing, man. The bingo for in this neighborhood, we have a bingo part and it's full all the time. I'm like, what the heck?
And they go with their bags full of the little stampy thing,
Uh-huh.
and I've gone a couple of times and they have their little good luck charms, sitting.
Like a
That's so
rubber duck or
cute.
something. Yeah, no, they're into that bingo stuff. They I think they do some of that bingo at where my mom lives in that
Oh,
Brookdale or Town Crossing, whatever. But they have a lot of activities there's puzzles everywhere. There's puzzles on on a table and you walk by and you put a piece of puzzle in. People are putting puzzles together like that, or they might be sitting down and actually doing one themselves. But there's
right.
puzzles everywhere. There's books. I even left a couple of copies of my book in their library.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and they play cards. So pinochle. I mean, nobody plays pinochle anymore. Pinochle. There's a couple of other games that they're playing. Even poker. I won today. How much money did you win? It was all coins, pennies, or I said, y'all
Yeah,
need to put the big bucks in there. $5,
right,
$10.
right.
But yeah, and
But
but
all
then
those,
it's a revolving door too because they'll have a group of four, and then they'll lose one, or somebody will go to the memory care or whatever. So you know that part of life sucks.
but all those activities you just mentioned, there's groups everywhere. You can
Hmm.
find them everywhere. You can find them locally. You can go on Eventbrite, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I have a client. She's, I want to say 78, and she's a
Hmm.
volunteer at one of the historical homes down here in Sacramento.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she volunteers like, I don't know, once every 2 weeks or something, but she has to get up, she has to get dressed, she has to go out. She interacts with all kinds of people that are actually coming to on the tours. And she actually at one point was doing the period dressing,
Oh,
the
uh-huh.
back in the like the 1700s,
Yeah.
and she had the whole outfit. And so that was really, really good for her. She also, another thing she does, she has a subscription to um, the one, there's
AARP.
well, that, but there's a place downtown, a venue, I
Oh.
guess I should say, and she has a
Uh-huh.
subscription. So every show that comes, she gets a
Oh,
discounted rate to go see the show. And she's always inviting people, to come and go, and that's good. That's good for her to do
that's
that.
great. That my one of my childhood friends, Carolyn, she lost her husband a couple years ago, but she volunteers at the Ranger games. So
Oh,
the
okay.
the baseball,
Uh-huh.
we saw her the other night. She's always
Nice.
there at the Ranger game. So,
Right.
yeah, she stays busy. That's
Well,
the
and
key.
volunteering, you just said that volunteering is huge. There's so many 501(c)(3)s that need help. The animal shelters, the chicks in crisis shelters, the women's shelters, domestic violence shelters. Um,
The food
so
pantry,
yeah, yeah. Elk Grove.
Meals on Wheels, even.
Yep. Yep. There's a lot of ways that you can get out and interact. And then you also don't realize, well, I'm not quite so alone anymore. This is cool.
Right.
I have a purpose. And we've talked about losing your job. And when someone loses their job to retirement and they lost their identity, they kind of feel lost. Like, what do I
They die
do?
of boredom. How
Well,
many
they
times have
wake
you
up.
had somebody retire and then they're dead in 6 months?
Yeah, because they don't have a purpose. So it's important to have that purpose, to be a volunteer. And I swear, when I was running my charity car show, my older volunteers were the most respectable, responsible, welcoming, friendliest. I mean, they were just amazing. I could always count on them because they had work, their life, and they had values. We talked about that before, and it's
Yeah,
true.
we did. We did. I
It's
love
true.
talking to old people.
I do
I always want to hear
too.
their story. Oh, their story. I mean, like when we were talking with my mom the other day, I mean, can you imagine what she's seen in 96 years of life? Like
Well, and
all they had was a
technology is
radio and then they
it's
got a
so
TV.
It's so fast. It's so fast now. Back when you and I were born, it was, okay, this and this and this and this. And now it's like this. It's so fast. And you get the new phone, and by the time you get it, it's obsolete because they got another one out. And or technology, your laptop or
Yeah, I
whatever.
want to get one of those Aura rings,
Oh,
the
I have one.
Aura Ring 5.
I have one.
5 is the smaller one now. They have
Yeah.
a thinner one. But
Yeah.
my friend Sharon and I were at the Best Buy, and I was like, oh, I want one of these rings, but I didn't really want to pay that much money. And then you have a subscription, right? You have to,
Yep.
but
Hmm.
I bought one of those from Temu, and it did a pretty good job, and I didn't have to pay for a,
Oh, there you go.
subscription. So,
Hmm.
oh well, whatever. I
Yeah.
wanted to track my sleep and my, my steps and
It
all that kind of stuff
honestly
a
is
little better.
crazy with your sleep because I've had some issues with my sleep. And it's like your sleep score is 62. I'm like, really? I could have told you that. It's like I talked to it. Um, but sleep is
I
so
started
important.
sleeping better lately because I turned the TV off. I've slept for
Oh,
years with the TV on,
okay.
and I find that I sleep better without it.
Okay. Okay. I cannot sleep with the TV on. Cliff's mom, my husband's mom, she has to have the TV blasting all night long. And that just drives me. I couldn't do it. I sleep with earplugs in because my husband snores like a grizzly bear, but I'm not telling you that. Um, and then I also sleep with a pillow over my head. Now I clip my hair up when I sleep, but I sleep with a pillow over my head because I used to have a cat and he would want to groom my hair at night in the middle of the
Oh,
night, which was
uh-huh.
cute. But
Was
so
that
I started,
Phantom?
that was Phantom. Yes. Yes, Phantom. Here's Phantom right here.
Hmm.
And over here too. He's on this one somewhere. Oh, this one right here.
Nice.
And on my desk. And it's funny, when I got Jethro, who's a big black and white cat too, the first time he jumped on my desk, and I have the ornaments with Phantom's
Yeah.
fur in it that you made for
Uh-huh.
me, he went over there and started loving on the ornaments.
Oh, that's weird.
That's weird for sure, for sure. Wow. But getting old doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be, we have so much wisdom and um so much in us,
And we
values and
want to
more.
share that. We
Yes,
want,
yes.
and by sharing, I know that that makes me better. I mean, when you lose your soulmate, it changes your whole idea of your life.
Yep.
It changes everything. It,
Well, the way
you
things
don't
used to
mess
be
with
are no
the little
longer.
stuff. I mean, you don't sweat the little stuff anymore, and it just it changes you.
I have to tell you that because of you, I've become more tolerant of Cliff. Um, because he's okay, I'm gonna be gentle here. He's very messy, and I'm not messy at all.
I'm messy.
I'm not messy at
Chuck was
all.
not messy.
Yeah, so you see where I'm going with this.
Mhm.
So sometimes, he'll leave something on the counter. I'll be like, "Ugh," and then I'll be like, no, because this is
Pick your
not that big
battles.
of a deal.
No, it's not.
He's here with me now, and I'm grateful for that. And I'll just put whatever it is away or whatever. And it's it changes you. I'm sure I've seen you change over the last year. Um, I've seen it, but I'm not saying that in a bad way. But you
No.
just have to find your way without Chuck physically there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in your
Yep.
heart.
And I am.
You are. You are. You're doing a great job. I know it doesn't feel like it, but on the last show, I did a quote that I had seen, and I'm going to remember this every single day. You have lived through 100% of your darkest days. And that's true.
That is so true.
I mean,
Absolutely.
and survived.
Hmm. Or like Travis said, when you think you can't try anymore, dig a little deeper.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we'll forever be quoting him on that, I think, because it's true. It's and that remember when we used to train and whoever we were working out with is, you're like, oh, and it's like, come
One
on, man,
more.
you got
One more.
this. Yeah, you can do
One
this.
more
So
rep.
yeah, it's the same. It's the same exact thing. But you know,
I
I
learned I'm
want
just responsible for today. All I'm
yes.
responsible for is this moment. I
Yeah,
can't look down the future. I can't even imagine the future. So I don't even go there. I just try to get through each day.
yeah. And you're doing a great job. You really are. I mean, I'm so proud of you, what you've
Thanks.
done and what you've accomplished. And it's been my pleasure to be next to you on this journey of this podcast. And happy month anniversary, by the way.
Month anniversary. We already did a month already.
1 month, and we've got listeners all over the world. We're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, and most recently now we're on Spotify, so you can just
Spotify.
listen. Yep. And next will be Apple. We'll probably get that up next week. But we've had some great guests. We're going to have even more great guests coming. But I don't know. So, Mary, what's your warrior challenge today?
Oh, our warrior challenge for today should be get up. Just get
Right
up.
now. Right now.
Get up. Get up. Go do something. If you find that you feel like you need to lose some weight or you want to improve your health, then just do it. Just start it today. Start
What
it
did Ken
today,
say
right
earlier?
now.
Be like Nike
Yeah, just do it. Do it today. Start today. Because
right
if you
now.
start today, right now, then before you know it, you'll look back and you've already made your destination. Start today. Start today. Do it
So
today.
many people say, oh, well, I'll start my diet on Monday, or I'll start this when I lose weight, or or we'll start having fun when this
Manana,
happens.
manana.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. No, no,
today.
right now, this moment. Even if you get up and walk to the bathroom and come back 10 times. One of my, this is back when we had TV shows that had a commercial. I would tell my clients every commercial you have to get up and walk in place or do high knees or air squats or something. Well, we don't have that anymore. So that went
Yeah.
out the window.
If Chuck just would have got up more, he might be here today. But I don't think so. I think God had a plan. So I'm not gonna
Yes.
go, I'm not gonna go there. But
Yeah.
get up and do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can do it.
Well, I'm Teresa. It was a pleasure. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, we are stronger together, unstoppable always.
And I'm Mary. And you remember, you be kind, you be happy, and be weird.
Be weird, yes. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
We'll see you soon.